Hello, this is Paul City Sailing. Welcome to our tutorial on Buoyage. We have plenty of tutorials on the City Sailing website. Just check out citysailing.com and there's tutorials on all our theory courses. So I want to talk today about Buoyage. So the Buoyage is under the International Buoyage System, which is the International Association of Maritime Aids and Lighthouse Authorities, IALA, and this is obviously international. So there's 7 types of buoys. Navigational marks, which are lateral, which is your port and starboard, that mark the left and right hand side of a channel. Preferred channel, which shows you which is the deeper channel. Safe water, special mark, and buoys that mark dangers, such as the Cardinal Marks, the isolated danger marks, and the new wreck mark. And we'll cover all these. So you should be able to recognise all buoys by day and by night from the boat and on your chart. So here you have the same buoy on the left and what you can see during the night and what you can see on the right on your chart, which is a North Cardinal Mark, which we'll come on to. So the buoys are different by shapes. We need to identify. So going from left to right, we've got a cone, a can of baked beans, a pillar, a spar, or a sphere. And the symbols on the chart show the shapes as well. So the conical, which are the pointy buoys. The can buoy, cylindrical, looks like a can of baked beans. Spherical, which are round. Pillar, which are pillar. Long and thin, the spar buoys, or spindly buoy, or barrel buoy. And this is what they'll look like on the water, and this is what they'll look like on the chart. And we'll be able to identify them by colours as well. So we've got the port and starboard, so we'll have the red and the green, yellow for the special, yellow and blue for the special wreck mark. Fairway buoy or safe water buoy will have the vertical red and white stripes. Looking down at the bottom here, isolated danger will have the 2 black balls and the black and red, and the rest are the cardinals, which we'll go through. And we'll be able to identify the buoys by their top marks. So starboard buoy, port buoy, special marker, emergency wreck marker, safe water marker, isolated danger, north cardinal, south cardinal, west cardinal, east cardinal. And we'll be able to identify by lights. So if it's got a magenta teardrop, like it shows here, it shows that the buoy is lit. So we'll see the light from the buoy during the night. So identifying by the buoys by lights. On the left there's no light, on the right there is a light, and it tells you next to it FLG.5S, which stands for flashing green every 5 seconds. So we can look at different kinds of lights or classification of lights. So the first one is occulting, which is more light than dark. I try and remember it as it's opposite to the occult, which is dark. So opposite to the occult would show that it's got more light than dark. And on the scale on the right hand side, it shows you the time sequence of the light. The next one, which is isophase, shown as ISO on your chart, which will be equal light and equal dark. So the way to remember it is ISO means equal, such as isosceles triangle is a triangle with equal sides. ISO is equal, so it's got equal light and equal dark. Flashing symbol is FL, that has more dark than light. Alternating means it's alternating between different colours. So here this one is alternating between red and white. An F, which is shown on the chart as a capital F, it's a fixed light with no flashes. So there we go, quick flashing, very quick flashing, ultra quick flashing, and it will show you the speed of the flash in seconds there. Group flashing will show you the groups and the time in the groups. So we've got group flashing, very quick flashing 3, group occulting, so it'll be group occulting 2, the next one will be a Morse, and the next one will be fixed and flashing. Lateral marks, which are channel marks, port and starboard. So the world is divided up into region A and B, such as we have areas that we drive on the left and drive on the right. We have the same with the buoys. So predominantly in the UK, we're going to be in area A. The Americas, Japan will be in area B. The only difference is that on our port and starboard buoys, the colours are the opposite way round. Let me explain. So in area B, which would be the USA, Central America, South Canada, Japan, Korea, Taiwan and the Philippines. We'll have the greens on the left and reds on the right. And that's when we're entering the harbour. So if you enter a harbour, the green will be on the left and the red will be on the right. Like this, as we go in, green on the left, red on the right. On your RYA chart 3, if we look at the Neptune Islands, we can see this is in Area B. So we've got green on the left, red on the right, green on the left, red on the right. So this is to show you on chart 3 in the Neptune Islands is region B. And there we go, a little bit closer in. Green on your left, red on your right, green on your left, red on your right, and red on your right, red on your right, as we're going in to the harbour here. Region A, so if we sail in Europe and UK, this is what we'll be used to. Region A, it will have red on the left, green on the right, as we go into a harbour. So we have red on the left, green on the right, as we go into the harbour. So red cone on the left, green cone on the right. You will see this symbol over here, which shows direction of buoyage. So if we're going in the direction of this arrow, reds will be on this side, greens will be on this side. So this may sound pretty obvious to you that if you go up a river, that will be the direction of buoyage, reds on the left, greens on the right. But if you're going around an island, somewhere in that island, it's going to have to change. And if we look for these symbols, it will show us the direction of the buoyage. And if we show, here we go, direction of buoyage, going up the Irish Sea, up the Channel, and up the East Coast. Starboard hand buoys. The shape is conical, they're pointy, the colour green, top mark is conical, light green. So each buoy will have a different flashing sequence and it'll be shown on the chart. There will not be the same flashing sequence of green buoys within visibility of each other. So that's just to avoid confusion. They'll be in different shapes, so here's some different shapes of a starboard buoy. And the chart symbols from left to right will show you whether it's got a top mark on it. So this shows you a buoy on the chart, shows you here green, and it tells you here it's lit, it's got the magenta, and it says flashing green every 5 seconds. Port hand buoys, shape can square, colour red, top mark can square, light red. Each buoy's got a different flash sequence, and again, you won't have two within visibility of each other. And they'll show, here's a few of the port hand marks, different shapes and sizes. And they'll be represented on the chart. Here we have it on the chart, quick green. It shows that it's lit, it's got the magenta. This one here is flashing to green every 3 seconds. On the starboard side, flashing red every 5 seconds. On this one here, flashing 3 times red every 7 seconds. Sometimes we have larger buoys. This is a light ship here. This is a larger buoy for a special, as a special marker. And on the chart symbol, it will look like this. Sometimes they're to mark the shipping lanes. Sometimes they're to mark the traffic separation schemes. And sometimes they're there for specific purpose, such as survey or a beginning of a pipeline. If we're in areas that are shallow, that has less shipping, it will either be marked by a stick or willow tree, which is called a withy, which is put in the mud, a pole, or a post with a symbol on top. So shown on the chart, the withies, the stakes and the poles. On the port side it's shown like this. On the starboard side it's shown like this. That's the withy, the perch, or the stake or pole. So here we've got withies showing a creek. So at high tide it would have been really hard to find out where the channel is, but at low tide it would be easier to show the channel, and it shows them marking the channel. This is very common on the East Coast. Preferred channel mark. Sometimes it splits into 2 channels. One channel is larger than the other channel. So preferred channel buoys. The shape will be can or conical. Colour will be red or green. Top mark can or conical. The light red or green. So here we have the port hand and starboard hand. Each buoy has got a different flash sequence, and you have to look at the chart. So here we have a preferred channel port. Here's a preferred channel starboard. So the way I remember it is that if you pretend the smaller colour isn't there, so on this one, if you pretend that green isn't there and it's red, we take it as a port hand mark. Here, if we pretend the piece in the middle is not there and it's predominantly green, that's a starboard hand mark, and that will show you where the preferred channel is. If you want to go the other side, it will be the smaller channel. And here's some examples of preferred channel buoys. And it shows you here green, red, green, preferred channel. And preferred channels will be flashing 2+1. So general direction of buoyage coming up. Preferred channel is to the starboard, and we've got the red, green, red. So preferred channel to starboard, if lit, flashing 2+1 red. And here it is shown here with your green preferred channel. So if you imagine the red's not there and it's all green, it would show you the preferred channel up this side. So here's an example on the River Hamble. If you ever come up the River Hamble, the main channel is here. On the end of this pontoon, there's a preferred channel marker. So the smaller channel is up here if you're going into Mercury Marina or Hamble Yacht Services here, but the main channel is on this side. So as we're coming down, we can see here preferred channel. If you imagine the green's not there and it's all red, it'd be a port hand, and it gives us the preferred channel up this side. Safe water mark or fairway mark. So safe water mark or fairway mark, shape would be any, colour would be red and white, top mark will be sphere, be red, and the light will be white. And here's some examples of a safe water or fairway mark. Safe water mark lights are either going to be isophase, occulting, long flash every 10 seconds, or morse. It's going to be one of those four, and the light is always going to be white. So these are the symbols of what the safe water buoy looks like on your chart. And here we have it on the chart. On this one, it has a magenta teardrop. At the bottom of the buoy, it says RW, which stands for red and white. So it has a white light, long flash every 10 seconds, and it tells you that on the chart. This safe water mark, or fairway buoy, marks the entrance of a channel. It has a magenta teardrop again, and it says ISO, which stands for isophase, every 5 seconds. Special marks. Special marks or special buoys can be any shape. They're yellow, the top mark is an X, and the light is a yellow. Each one will have a different sequence. And they come in various shapes and sizes. So they're used for either recreational zones, such as water skiing areas, swimming areas, racing marks. If it's a racing mark, it's usually in for the summer. So on the chart, it will tell you the month that it's in the water. Anchorage areas and mooring areas, waiting areas, marine farms, data collection buoys, a spoil ground, an area where dredged material has been deposited, protected areas such as historic wrecks, outfall pipes such as stormwater or cooling water, pipelines, sewage pipes or intake pipes, power cables and cables. And they'll look like this on the chart if they're not coloured on the chart, with a Y for yellow. And here's one here which is a racing mark, Y for yellow, and it's in there between April and October for racing. Cardinal marks. So cardinal marks will be a pillar or a spar. The colour will be yellow and black. Top mark will be 2 cones, and the light will be white. And here's a range of cardinal buoys in different shapes and sizes. So they'll mark position. So the north one will have the arrows pointing up. The east ones will have the arrows pointing away. South one, the arrows pointing down, and west pointing towards each other. And here it is again with the arrows. So the north and the south are easy because they're pointing up or pointing down. The west one looks a bit like a W or a wine glass, and the east looks a bit like an egg. So E for egg, E for east. It's a good way to remember it. So the colours, they're really easy to remember. Whichever direction the arrows are pointing in is where the black part of the buoy is. So it's pointing up, black at the top, pointing down, black at the bottom. East pointing up and down, the black's at the top and the bottom, and the west with the wine glass, the black is in the middle. And the lights are fairly easy to remember. If we look at the clock face there, 12 o'clock, continuous. So continuous flashing for a north, East, 3 o'clock. Giving white light, group flashing 3 o'clock. South is slightly different, it's 6, plus 1 long flash afterwards. And westerly, 9 o'clock, will be a group of 9 white flashes. So if you remember the clock face, it's quite easy to remember. And this is what they'll look like on the chart. And the light sequences are on the right hand side. And this is what they'll look like, different shapes on your chart. And here is a South Cardinal there. It's marked yellow and black, and the arrows are pointing down. It's got white light, quick flashing, 6+1 long, every 15 seconds, and it will tell you that on the chart. So here we have the chart, and it has the Cardinal buoys on there, and it will show the Cardinal buoys and the lights. If you want to pause and have a look at that, that would be great. Here we have a easterly Cardinal Mark. Isolated danger mark. So isolated danger mark, the shape will be pillar or spar, colour will be red and black, top mark will be 2 spheres, and the light will be white. It group flashes 2. So if you remember it saying go away, go away, go away, that's remembering the lights. 2 lights, 2 black balls on top. And the colour will be black and red horizontal stripes. So if you can remember the Beano, Dennis the Menace had a black and red striped top, and he was definitely an isolated danger. And here's some different isolated danger marks here. And the symbol on the chart, the 2 black balls and the BRB. Incidentally, the dot at the bottom of the buoy shows the exact position of the buoy. And here we have isolated danger mark, black, red, black, no magenta teardrop, so there's no light on it, so it's unlit. So wreck or emergency danger mark. So emergency danger mark, they're fairly recent. They're either pillar or spar. The colour is blue and yellow, top mark is a cross, and the light will be alternating blue and yellow. So it'll be going long flashes, blue and yellow. And here's some emergency danger marks. And the symbol will be blue and yellow with a cross on top. So we put them all together. Here's our channel with our cardinals, our port and starboard, our isolated danger, our special markers, and our preferred channel marker. And this is a Region A Buoyage chart. Lighthouses. Lighthouses, different shapes and sizes. Here are some from around the world. And with a lighthouse, you're going to get a range of light. So there's different ranges. There's the luminous range. That's how far it will shine. A geographical range, how far you'll see it, allowing for the curvature of the earth. But on our chart, we have what's called a nominal range. A nominal range assumes a visibility of 10 nautical miles. So if you have a visibility of 10 nautical miles, that's how far you'll see the light. So here we have some examples. This is a lighthouse. It says ISO 6S 65 little m 20 big M. So it's a white light, isophase, which is equal light and equal dark every 6 seconds. So 3 seconds light, 3 seconds dark. The light is 65 meters above mean high water springs, and a nominal range, which we just explained what nominal range is, of 20 miles. So just to recap, a nominal range is if the visibility is if the visibility is 10 miles, we'll see that light from 20 miles. And here we have ISO 6 seconds, 60 meters high above mean high water springs, 24-mile range. Some lights are sectored. So if we look in the different sectors, the picture at the top left is written in there, fixed green, fixed white, fixed red. If we look at the bottom right hand with it coloured in, you'll see the fixed red, fixed white, fixed green. And they're a bit like sectored lasers, so if you're in that sector, you'll see that colour. So this explains it a bit better. If you look at the left-hand yacht, they're in the red sector, and if you look at the picture below, they'll see a red light. The middle yacht is in the white sector. Look at the picture below, you'll see a white light. And the right-hand picture, the yacht's in the green sector, and it will see a green light. It is quite defined between the sectors, so if you go along the edge of a sector, dipping in between one colour and the next colour, you know you're going to be on that position line on your chart. So it's a really good way of getting a position line. And you can get quite complicated ones, such as the entrance of Portsmouth Harbour, and you can go down the sector lights to help you turn a corner and avoid dangers. I've got a few Buoyage questions to see if you're still on the ball and test you. So here's have a look at a couple of them. So, which way is the port or harbour? To the left or to the right? It's to the right. So this is Region A. We're going into the channel. Red on your left, green on your right. Let's have a look at another one. Which side of the buoy is the safe water? So it's a starboard hand buoy from the shape, and the safe water is to the port of the buoy, and that's in Region A. What kind of buoy is this? Well, we've got the triangles pointing down. We can only see the yellow top because the wave is splashing against the bottom. It's a South Cardinal. So we're heading south. Which side of the buoy is in the safe water? So with the Cardinals, you really need to orientate yourself. Let's have a look. So here we go. You're heading south. Which side of the buoy is the safe water? If you're heading south, you will leave it to port. So if you look at the diagram on the left, which is upside down because we're heading south, it will show you which way to go. So we're heading north. Which side of this buoy is the safe water? Well, 2 black balls on top, and just make out black, red, black. Dennis the Menace. It's an isolated danger buoy. So we can pass any side, but give it plenty of room. It's an isolated danger. So we're heading south again. Which side do we leave this buoy, port or starboard? Well, let's have a look at it. It's got the triangles on top pointing out, so it looks a bit like an egg. So it's an easterly cardinal, but we're heading south. Let's have a look. So we're heading south, so we'll leave it to starboard. What light would this buoy show at night? So it's got a red ball on top, and it's vertical red and white. So it's a fairway or safe water mark. It will show an isophase, a colting, a long flash, or the one missing there will be Morse, which is dot dash. So you need to be able to recognise all these buoys by day or by night. There is a logic, there is a sequence, so it won't take you long to learn them and to keep that memory. Well, thank you very much for listening to our tutorial. We really appreciate it. This is one of many. We have tutorials on all the Day Skipper and the Essential Nav. So please like and subscribe our channel. I really appreciate if you put some feedback and share with your friends. Thanks very much, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.